Hey everyone, it's Michael here from GoodEReader.com, and today we're going to look at the top e-readers to come out in 2015. This is our list of recommended devices. We're going to look at 6-inch e-readers, 8-inch e-readers, and 9.7-inch devices. So if you're in the market for something new, then you're going to want to pay attention to our list. The first e-reader is a 6-inch device, and it's the Kobo Glow HD. In early 2015, Kobo released their first high-definition e-reader that sought to compete against the higher-priced Kindle Voyage. They run EPUB, so you can easily load in your own ebooks that you buy at other e-book stores, as well as load in library books that you borrow from the library. This device is 6 inches. It's running e-Encarta. The resolution is 1448 by 1072 at 300 ppi. It has a frontlit display, 4 gigs of internal storage, and a 1 gigahertz processor. The one thing that I've always liked about Kobo is they appeal to different audiences. People new to e-readers can get reading right off the bat. All they need to do is just register an account and they can buy ebooks. Advanced users really like being able to load in their own fonts and heavily augment the default e-reading settings. The next e-reader on our list is the Kindle Paperwhite 3. A few months after the Kobo Glow HD hit the market, Amazon had to counter them. They quietly refreshed the Paperwhite e-reader, and it went by many names. Some people referred to it as the 7th generation Kindle, while Amazon has dubbed it the all-new Paperwhite, while others are simply calling it the Paperwhite 3. It's a little bit confusing. This e-reader is very much the same as the Kobo Glow. It's e-Encarta, resolution of 1430 by 1080 at 300 ppi, the same amount of RAM and processor, and internal memory as the Kobo model. You can get this on sale for about $99 to $89, depending on if you got it on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or capitalize on some of the deals. The last e-reader that's 6 inches that we're looking at is by Pocketbook, and it's called the Pocketbook Sense. This e-reader came out in April and has wide availability online both in Europe, Russia, and North America. The one thing that is clearly evident at first glance is how well designed this is. Pocketbook is not really known for having sexy-looking e-readers, but the Sense is their best offering to date. This e-reader uses an e-ink Pearl HD screen with a resolution of 1024 by 758. Given that we've reviewed a lot of 300 ppi e-readers, I was afraid that this outdated screen might make this e-reader dead in the water, but I was pleasantly surprised. Instead of going for infrared touch, like most e-readers in this class, Pocketbook made the decision to go with a capacitive touchscreen display. This makes pinching and zooming as well as drawing very robust. It's a 1 gigahertz processor, 4 gigs of internal storage, 128 MB of RAM, and it does have an SD card support up to 32 gigs, and that's something that Amazon and Kobo is not doing. You know, I dig this device. It's cheap and cheerful, and it looks really good, and it performs even better because it reads a multitude of formats. Looking at 8-inch e-readers, I really like the Onyx Books i86 HD ML. This is an infrared screen, resolution of 1600 by 1200 at 250 ppi, so it's not too bad for an 8-inch e-reader. It's the same type of specs that we're looking at in the previous e-readers: 1 gigahertz processor, 1 gig of RAM, 8 gigs of internal storage, and it also has Bluetooth and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, so it's one of the few e-readers on our list that actually allow you to listen to audiobooks and music, as well as hook up an external keyboard, external speakers, and go to town. This e-reader is also running Google Android as the primary operating system. It comes bundled with Google Play, which gives customers the ability to download their own e-reading apps without limitations. Second e-reader of the 8-inch class is the Icarus Illumina XL. This was announced in November, and it's available for purchase now. You may not have heard about this company, but they have been making e-readers since 2012 and were one of the early pioneers of making e-readers from an indie company. This is an 8-inch capacitive touchscreen display with a resolution of 1024 by 768. It's using e-ink Pearl because obviously with Carta, they don't make anything above 6 inches. And if you want to use Mobius or Fina, it can get very expensive to the end user. So Icarus wanted to make something affordable. 1 gigahertz processor, 512 MB of RAM, 8 gigs of internal storage, but there is SD card support up to 32 gigs. This e-reader is lighter than most other 9.7 inch and 8 inch e-readers in its class. They decided in this model to forego manual page turn buttons. This e-reader is also running Android 4.2, and it's one of the few e-readers out there that bundle our Good e-Reader App Store for e-ink on this, so you can get all the European ebook subscription sites, all the major ebook stores for Europe, as well as Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, and so on. There hasn't been very many 9.7 inch e-readers that have come out in 2015. For the simple reason that it's very expensive to make, and a lot of people are very resistant to paying $600, $700, $800 for an e-reader when you can spend that same amount of money and get a cutting-edge iPad and use Samsung tablet, veritably a Surface if you wanted to. So e-reader companies are having to compete against these multi-purpose tablets, and because they're not really selling that many, a lot of them have just abandoned the space. The one good one that came out this year is the Onyx M96C. This features, a 1200 by 825 touchscreen display. It's good for reading manga, image-heavy content, PDF files, ebooks. 1 gigahertz processor, 512 MB of RAM, 4 gigs of internal storage, and a micro SD card. You can also use Bluetooth on this device as well, so you could, again, hook up external speakers, listen to audiobooks. It's running Android 2, so you can install your own apps. Onyx has Google Play on this one as well. I think that there's an update to Android 4.4 coming around a corner. There was a notable omission from our list this year. That's the Barnes & Noble Nook Low Light Plus. This is a waterproof, dust-proof e-reader that was the first new model the bookseller had released since 2013. There's simply just too many problems with the device. It doesn't recognize Adobe Digital Editions, so this is a big drawback. So you can't borrow ebooks from the library. You can't also shop at other ebook stores and load them on your device. It also suffers from tremendous lag and screen timeouts when you're just doing simple tasks. I feel this model is just a firmware update or two away from being a good e-reader, but as it stands, we couldn't add it to our list. Additionally, I'd like to draw your attention to our own crowdfunding campaign for the Ultimate e-reader. This is the first e-ink device to use Android Marshmallow, and it gave you the same type of reading experience as the Paperwhite 3, the Kobo Glow, except you can install your own apps. It's running Android, so it's one of the first 6-inch e-readers out there that actually run Android. So this is our list. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about our top list, or if we missed anything. For Good e-Reader, my name is Michael. For Good